Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm going to present you my research paper insights with the learning points of our discussions on Descartes, Kant, and Hegel. So to start with, the behavior of a person is affected by their personal will and desires that urges man to chase it for his own satisfaction. In other words, the sole cause of man's evilness comes from himself, especially on his mind, where his behavior is affected by how he thinks on such things. To support this, if we take a look at Descartes' thought, he doubted the things he first believed to affirm whether he was right or wrong, and later on he was able to perceive that the only certain thing that exists is himself or the I. Notice how he controlled himself to take the step on doubting things without being biased and programming his mind to the possible consequences of his act. With my philosopher, the human mind and personal desires pushes man to go after the things that would delight himself. For Kant, he asserts that humans have this innate idea of such things, and we can only know things by its mere accidents, not on the thing in itself. By showing the innate idea, we are able to conceive that the things we do and the things we know, without any external factors that influence our knowledge, are already placed within ourselves. So in the standpoint of my research paper, the quality of being good is a built-in characteristic of man. Now, for Hegel, knowledge is something that comes from a person as an objective truth. This later on moves forward as an idea, the spirit or mind, or Geist, that is shared among people which progresses into the absolute knowledge. As for my philosopher, people has this collective idea regarding on punishment that a just and necessary punishment must be served to a single person who committed a crime. To illustrate further my point, the mind and the knowledge we acquire have a major impact to one's behavior, and once we cannot control how and what thought we incline ourselves into, we will fall into a false belief that only you agree with. Having the idea of something without knowing that it was already within ourselves implies that there is a being far greater than us that supplies such ideas. To be born naturally good without knowing that you are good, and yet you incline yourself more into evil deeds, is a result of our freedom and free will. If one person has an idea that presents itself to be the same with others, this forms a collective idea that aims nothing but to know the absolute truth. As for my paper, the people holds a collective idea that to hold a punishment is a must for the greater good of everyone. What I have learned from the following insights is that Descartes really focused his attention towards his acquired knowledge that once doubted cannot be refuted. I can incorporate this with my paper that once a person committed a crime and inflicted so much harm to other people, then the damage it has done cannot be forgotten. There are knowledge that humans do not even know that they acquire such knowledge. This innate idea gives us the thought that whatever humans do, they are always built to do good. And this is only affected once we incline ourselves to things that do not belong to our natural state. The collective idea of a group started from a single person that aims to progress to know the absolute truth. And there are no other way for things to go but to keep progressing to be better and better as time goes by. To implicate the insights, Baculio's point on his crimes and punishment is that punishment must not be neglected because a person's behavior is not something that comes out of nothing. It was greatly influenced by his personal thought, will, and desires, which shows that our mind is a powerful tool in humans that Descartes asserts to claim everything he knew as doubtful in order to control himself not to fall into a false belief. There are such knowledge that is innate to us humans, but to neglect to be inclined with our own natural state will lead man to his destruction that can affect all people. Lastly, the progression of human thought is the result of constant argument and rejection of previously built theses that aims to know the absolute knowledge. Through this, the human progresses and the thought was developed. To conclude what was stated above, the work of Descartes, Kant, and Hegel may differ in such aspect about the attainment of true knowledge due to the refutations of their ideas. But one thing is clear, that the thoughts and nature of human mind greatly affects a person's behavior, especially when it was influenced by his desires to seek for satisfaction, and this is what being implied with my research paper. I hope that you learned something with this video, and I hope that you like my presentation. Thank you so much. That would be all, and God bless.